Hey y'all! Thanks so much for coming by and checking out week 1 of No Spend November. My name's Alicia and I am Wagman510, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You know I'm always happy to see you. We were charged by Sabrina K, the country crafter, this week to make a card, and I made 2. And I decided, because this is No Spend November, that I was going to use a paper pad I hauled in the summer from Frank Garcia Studios. And that paper pad was Christmas in the Country. Now I hauled this because a couple of my folks are going to be going rustic this season. And I thought this pad was great because it was like a blend, forgive me, I'm terrible at this folks. It's a blend of like Christmas meets shabby, meets plaid, meets buffalo check, and yet all the pieces work together. And it has that nice vintage element, some lovely cut-aparts. So I thought, right, I'm going to start off our No Spend November by using that paper pad. Let me show you all what I made. The first card is a really interesting vintage aesthetic, a little more vintagey. I fell in love with this paper because it reminds me of my childhood. And you can see what I did was, although you can't tell, unfortunately, this is really thicked up, like chipboard thicked up, because those of you who come on to Wagman510 know I like to send out things with some heft. I want things to stand the test of time. So I did thick this up. My bestie picked it up and she's like, why is that card so heavy? It's like, oh, because it's layered up. All right, so this is a piece from that Prima paper pad I just showed you. And if you take a real good look on my camera, you can see I did liquid pearls in every other star that's on the paper. And then what I did was I layered up this green music paper is the only paper that is not from Prima, from that paper pad I showed you. This is actually from that Michael's vintage pad that I hauled. To make the wreath, there was a wreath printed on the paper, but I wanted it to be 3D. So here's what I did, folks. I took a garland that I bought at the Dollarama and I just cut it up into pieces, and I built the wreath myself using my trusty little AdTech glue gun. And then once I laid that down, I deconstructed some picks to attach these red berries. I deconstructed some of these bows that I got at Dollarama for $1.25, and I used like the little baby pine cones in the wreaths. And I also used the little gold balls. And then while it had a butterfly at the bottom, I wanted it to be more dimensional. So I hauled from the Dollar Tree here in Toronto some wooden butterflies. And they did come glittered up, but I wanted to add a little more shimmer, so I also added a little twinkle twinkle to them. And that is the cover of my card. The interior is very simple. I just cut apart one of my favorite pages from that paper pad. I really love this one. I really do. And I'll be writing my message in here. And that is card number 1. Now when I show you card number 2, I think you're going to be really surprised that it came from the same paper pad. And that's what I think is great about Christmas in the Country. It's a little shabby, it's a little buffalo check, it's a little rustic, it's a little barn, which gives you a lot of making opportunities. Let me show you card number 2, folks, and when you see them side by side, you're going to be like, those came from the same paper pad? Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. Now, if you saw my haul video last week, you'll know I fell in love with these little red trucks. And I found out from subscribers, all 4 were supposed to have a tree. But as you can see, only 2 of mine got a tree. But in a way, that was a gift, guys, because not having the tree made me think about the ways to use this truck. And maybe if I'd gotten them all with the tree, I wouldn't have had sort of been blessed with that innovation. So I took one of these, and clearly, what I did was I bought some fake snow. Now Miss Ebony sharing more just hauled the same kind of snow, and Miss Ebony, I'm going to warn you, this is not the easiest to work with, folks. It's a little bit like flaking skin, and I wanted it to twinkle twinkle, which in my bad camera light, I'm not sure you're going to be able to tell, but when you see this card in real life, it twinkles like real snow. I had to layer that up, glue almost each piece down bit by bit using my glue gun because it was a bit wily to use. But once I got the hang of it, look how nice and textured that is. I really wanted the truck to be on snow. Being here in Canada, where I grew up, rather than being in Florida where it's warm, made me remember snow. You know, we've had little sprinklings in the last couple of days. It's been a long time since this girl's been in snow. So I wanted to show that to you. So it inspired me to build this dimensional card for my friend Kathy, Katzel Creates, and she's doing a black, white, and gold Christmas, and she's also incorporating like buffalo check. So I wanted to make her a card that did that. So I took the truck, I glittered up the tree with some twinkles, I tied a little gold bow using gold thread, In the background here, I added liquid pearls for the snow falling. I did a little glittering up. And then on the inside, I just built this little band. I added in this, I put a cut apart. I wanted an interesting kind of interior. I took apart some pine cones, attached them, and did this all with a glue gun. And folks, those are my 2 cards. That's it. It's just the little red truck and the little red wreath. And that concludes No Spend November Week 1 cards. I hope you enjoy them. Leave any comments or questions down below, and I will answer them as quickly as I can. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you take a second to watch everybody in this collaboration. I know it's a lot of participants. 30 sounds like tons, but imagine all the inspiration you'll get. I'll put their channels down below. Thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.